Your mindset, whether you like to admit it or not, it's a big attributing factor. This is why we see such a rise right now in personal development and mindset podcasts and all these people that are targeting different areas, because it all starts and ends with your mindset. What makes somebody more successful than somebody else is that they don't know how not to be that successful. I'm sure you've heard of this analogy that's like you can take a billionaire, strip them of all their money, and within a year or two, they'll be a billionaire again because they don't know how not to be a billionaire. That's not strategy, that's mindset. Welcome to the first episode of Mindset Monday. And on today's episode, we're going to talk about unlocking the power of awareness to tap into and transform your success. Now, I started doing mindset calls for my mastermind, and we do 3 calls a week, and one of them being the mindset one. The reason for this is I attribute all of my success to a shift in my mindset. Your mindset, whether you like to admit it or not, it's a big attributing factor. This is why we see such a rise right now in personal development and mindset podcasts and all these people that are targeting different areas, because it all starts and ends with your mindset. What makes somebody more successful than somebody else is that they don't know how not to be that successful. I'm sure you've heard of this analogy that's like you can take a billionaire, strip them of all their money, and within a year or two, they'll be a billionaire again because they don't know how not to be a billionaire. You understand? That's not strategy, that's mindset. They don't know how to look at, just small deals or just run a small business. Their brain doesn't work that way. So if you can shift your mindset that way, all of a sudden, you are having that level of success you always dreamed of. And that's exactly how it was for us. I mean, just a few years ago, we were still struggling. We were making money, but it was always like, a large amount of money came in and a large amount of money will go out. Because the only way we thought of making money was we needed to run a big business. That meant a lot of people, doing a ton of marketing, hitting every list possible, going to a bunch of deals. It was just complete chaos and mess. And one thing I realized, it's like, I don't like doing a lot of deals. I rather do few deals, but make sure they're big deals, that they're making me a lot of money. This way, my overhead, my management, all these things go way down. My stress in life goes way down. My quality of life goes way up. I don't have to work as hard as most people do, right? But the difference was a shift in my mindset. So every Monday, I'm going to be dropping some new trainings. These are going to be some bite-sized trainings that I'm doing with the mastermind. So if you want more in depth and kind of collaborate and get coached, just drop a comment. Let me know. Text the word coaching to 210-794-9898. And we'll get you set up with a free strategy call and see if it's a fit for you. Now, what do I mean by unlocking the power of awareness? A lot of my students, when they first get started, what I do is I analyze their whole business. What's been working, what hasn't, what's going on. Most of them, they're still stuck at like barely able to cross $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 a month. And a lot of times those, $30,000, $40,000 a month, it's coming from like 6, 7, 8 deals that they're having to do that, right? And they have a whole disposition person and they have a marketing person. They have all these people. And I'm like, I promise you, up until you start hitting $300,000 to $500,000 a year, you should not have anybody on your team. It should just be you. Maybe a VA. But that doesn't make sense to them. They're like, how am I supposed to do that when, I need 5, 6 deals a month just to even make this much money? And I'm like, exactly. Because you think you need 5, 6 deals a month. I can make $40,000, $50,000 on just one property. That does not require a team to manage. You understand? Last month, we closed over $150,000. I moved during that time period. John, my business partner, took 2 vacations. We weren't working full time. And we still made over 150 grand that month. You understand? Like, it is not that hard to do it, but you have to shift your mindset in order to get that done. So the first step to anything, don't read any books, don't do anything. What I need you to do is this one thing first. Just be aware of your thoughts, of your beliefs, of the stories you tell yourself, of the things you think are true in order to make money. Question everything. Get a journal and just write these things down. It doesn't have to be organized. It doesn't have to be in any particular order. It's just however you think about it. Even if you're saying, yeah, but John, like, I can only hit those big deals if I target this one list. That's a story. I've hit big deals in every list. We've done driving for dollars. I've done big deals. Absentee, I've done big deals. Probates, I've done big deals. Pre-foreclosures, I've done big deals. Name the list. It does not matter what the list is. You understand? So anything you say as like, this is why, that's a story you're telling yourself. And we need to capture those. We need to capture them because if you don't realize the shit that you're saying to yourself, you're never going to stop saying them. And if you don't stop saying them, they're going to stop you, literally stop you from succeeding in this business. I have seen students change their life around in 2 weeks just because they shifted their mindset. They went from like having a dry spell of not closing any deals to all of a sudden getting 2 deals locked up, 2 more appointments set up, all in a matter of a week and a half. They're like, holy crap, this changes so much. Nothing changed. Their marketing didn't change. The way they approach their marketing didn't change. The way they reach out to their sellers didn't change. Nothing changed. The only thing that changed was the stories they were telling themselves. I promise you guys, I know this sounds, nutty to some of you, but I promise you this shit works. Just do it. So what you want to do is you want to get a journal and start documenting everything you think about. Be aware of all your emotions. Be aware of all your triggers. When something happens and it like rubs you the wrong way, why did that rub you the wrong way? Is it showing something about you? Because nothing in the external world should have any power over your emotion or your feelings. All right? If any of you listen to any amount of Joe Dispenza, you'll know what I'm talking about. There is nothing, absolutely nothing in this world that has control over your emotions and your feelings. It's the things that you allow to have happen. So here are some examples that are related to real estate. I hear people all the time say, John, it's the market. Like, yeah, that's a really good story. How's that serving you? What do you mean? It's the market. Like, so you're telling me in your market, nobody lives in houses? Well, yeah, they live in houses. Okay. There's nobody buying houses. Well, yeah, there are people buying houses. Okay. So what's your story? Because it's a story. You understand? I don't care what your market is. There are deals to be had. I've done them in multiple markets already. I don't see what the excuse is anymore. You understand? There's too much competition, John. Cool. You want to hold on to that? You want to let that shit go? But there is. I know there's competition. I promise you, when you do this shit right, nobody competes at your level. There's competition at the bottom, not at the top. The way we go after our deals, the way we speak to our sellers, the way we work with our buyers, there's no competition at those levels. We market to pre-foreclosures in San Antonio, Texas. San Antonio is a very competitive market. Yet we make over $100,000 every single month on just pre-foreclosures alone. Why? Because nobody goes after them the way we do. Could I be upset, stick my head in the ground and say, but John, there's so much competition. Oh my God. How the hell does that serve you? It just makes you a victim, which I don't choose to be one. You understand? So as soon as I shift that mindset, we start closing more deals. There's plenty to go around. I promise you this. Out of all the pre-foreclosures in San Antonio, all I need is 2 to 3 of them. That's it. 2 to 3, I'm making 70, 80, 100 grand. That's all I need. I don't need to close 10 foreclosures. You understand? Like, that's the difference. That's the power of shifting that victim mindset by being aware of how you speak to yourself, how you think about the business, how you think about the leads, how you think about the market. If you want to be a victim to everything, every circumstance, every thought, everything in the market, you're going to continue struggling. And if you want to say, no, John, I'm done struggling. I want to succeed. I want to make some real money. Then let that shit go. It's not serving you. I promise you it's not serving you. So you got to make sure that, what does awareness look like? Awareness means you're questioning everything. You know, a seller said no to your offer and you got pissed. Why'd you get pissed? Well, they said no and I really need the money. So could that be the reason? You went to that deal because you need the money versus trying to help that homeowner out and they felt that? That's why they said no to you? Do you know how many, myself, even my students, how many deals we get from the homeowner saying, you weren't the highest offer, but I'd rather work with you? That's because my necessity doesn't come across when I go meet with a seller. I'm there 100% to serve them. But I wouldn't have noticed that if I wasn't aware that I was doing the other shit of like, I'm hungry for a deal. I was desperate for a deal. You understand? So I start catching those different thoughts, beliefs, and like triggers, things that are triggering me, things that are upsetting me, all those things. I start catching them and I start getting rid of them or dealing with them or figuring out where they're coming from. And in future trainings, I'm going to show you more, a little bit more in depth on like how to do this. But for right now, all you have to do is just simply be aware of what your feelings, thoughts, and beliefs and stories, all that shit is. Just be aware of what's going on in your head. Be a bystander of your own thoughts. When you start looking at your thoughts and you start seeing what it is, you'll actually laugh a lot because you're going to be like, holy crap, I didn't know I had that belief about this. Right? It makes sense why I'm not closing big deals because I thought the only way to close big deals is you needed to know everything about real estate. Bullshit. I know a lot of people that know jack shit about real estate and they can close a big deal. Why? Because they just believe they can and they don't look for excuses of why they can't. You become resourceful. That's one thing I've always said. I don't need to know how to close the big deals. I just need to know the people that do. I'll bring the deals to them. We'll partner. I'll learn how to do it while I make some money. The next one I can do on my own. Or I'll partner on the next one and the next one until I figure it out. But I'm making money throughout the whole time. So these are all limits, all limitations that we put on ourselves that are stopping us from reaching that level of success that we dream about. That level of success that allowed me to move to Tennessee. It has allowed me to, work whenever I want to. I don't need to work every day if I don't want to. I have a great life. I spend a lot of time with my family. I enjoy every single day. And I'm making more money every single month. Every month I make more money than the month before. It's no coincidence, guys. So if this is valuable to you and you're appreciating it, leave me a comment below. Let me know. Give me a thumbs up. Let me know that you're enjoying this. So I'll keep this going. Every Monday I'll be dropping a new training. And if you have any challenges, anything like that, just let me know. DM me, reach out to me. I'm always here to help. You guys that have reached out to me before, I always answer. It's always me. It's nobody else. It's me answering you, and I'm here to help you out. So take this serious, do the work, and you're going to see your life transform like that. So thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.